or look at them, or stare at them longingly with like deep like sadness and angst or lust in my heart. It's one out of three usually. Hello babies, my name is Monique. We are in a slightly different camera angle. Why am I sounding American? But it's okay, because we're still in the cauldron. In case you didn't know, this is Book Reviews. I have not videoed like a regular person in a long time. All I do is vlogs now. In case you didn't know, this is Bookwitch Reviews, where I review books and look at them and stare at them and spend all my money on them because they bring me happiness and joy, and then I put them behind me and I just stroke them longingly into the night. Occasionally. My girlfriend isn't a jealous type, it's fine. But I have been debating what kind of videos I've wanted to be doing lately because my uploading schedule has been like full. I've basically been up with one video a week because there's been a lot of other stuff going on. But I was sort of debating what kind of video I wanted to make, and then Judith from Dead Good Book Reviews, who I'm going to leave down below, uploaded her 5-star reviews up to date for this year. And you know, I wanted to do that because I was just going to do my 5-star at the end of the year, but that's going to be a lot of books, so we're going to do it now. This is the 7 books that I so far this year have given 5 stars. Are you prepared? We started off this year with a bang, and I read The Empress of Salt and Fortune by Nghi, which is a short story about women taking control of their own power. It is a story with a genderqueer historian who is basically, this story is like told in almost like flashbacks, and hearing the story from this woman who was part of this entourage for this queen who came up from the north. And this is just, even thinking about it now, I can't. And there's another book coming out which I think is down a mountain came the tigers, or the tigers came down a mountain, but that's also a stunning cover, and I'm just like, I need to own both of these and I don't have it yet, but I think about it vividly and I'm just really excited about it. Okay, it's stunning. That was my first 5-star of the year. And then my second 5-star of the year, I can barely talk about this book without wanting to like squeal or scream. No, I want to scream about it. This is Harrow the Ninth by Tamsyn Muir, which was meant to come out in June, but is now coming out in November. I'm going to leave the actual pub date down here because it was pushed for coronavirus, and I feel bad for y'all because I got to read this in January or February. It was around there, and I read it right after I read some sad arcs, and this is literally still my favorite book of the year. This is my favorite book. It's just as weird as Gideon the Ninth. In case you didn't know, Harrow the Ninth is the sequel to Gideon the Ninth, which is meant to be lesbian necromancers in space, but I didn't actually think of it that way. Like, that's the tagline that I keep when I want people to read it. That's the tagline I use because that sneaks you in. But it's more than that. It's like weird sci-fi futuristic fantasy, but with necromancers and bone talk and bone stuff. And Harrow is just a beautiful little baby, and I will literally give an arm and a leg to be able to read Alecto the Ninth before everyone else. Like, if I gave up my kidney or a lung tomorrow and Tamsyn Muir would give me Alecto the Ninth, then I'd be happy, okay? Because this book is so good, and I'm really happy because Illumicrate is going to do an edition that matches the edition of the first one with black sprayed edges, and I want to read this book again. It's weird and funny and sassy, and I'm never going to be over it. This is one of my favorite series of all time, which I did not expect from it when I read it. But oh my god, are you guys ready to be fucked up? Because I was not, and I'm still being fucked up by this book. Stop is a book that should come to no surprise from people who know me or people who are aware of my mash trashness. They're hiding behind me here. And that book is Crescent City, which is not actually called Crescent City. Its actual title is House of Earth and Blood, but I think that's cheeky because Crescent City is the one that's big and House of Earth and Blood is tiny on it. And I'm just a little bit like, why didn't you do that the opposite way around? Because I thought that the series title was House of Earth and Blood and Crescent City was the name of this book, but no, it's the other way around. But in case you didn't know, I fucking love Sarah J. Maas, okay? This is I adore her. I know that there are like cliches and like reasons why people don't enjoy her, and I'm like, I understand, but I will also like burrow into my mash trashness to death. So Crescent City is a book. I didn't actually explain what Harrow the Ninth was about. What? Should I do that now? I don't know. Crescent City follows Bryce Quinlan, who is a half-fae, half-human, in a city that is basically based around a whole lot of mythology and like magical realism. This is Sarah J. Maas's first adult like foray into fantasy / also this is more urban fantasy than anything else I've ever seen. But basically Crescent City, which is the city that Bryce lives in, basically is this hub of magic and humanity. We have angels, we have shifters, we have witches, and Bryce is half fae. So take that how you will it, fae. It's Sarah J. Maas, of course there's some fae in here. But basically in the first, I think it's 150 pages, Bryce's life changes dramatically. I'm still upset about the fact that I knew about this before I opened the book, because it's part of the blurb on the back. Don't read the blurb. I've said this 700 times. And it's glorious and messy and romance and slow burn, and we all got blue balls from this book. And yes, this is the good shit, and I want to reread this again. Basically, I want to reread all of these. Number 4 of my current 5-star reads is this beautiful baby. This is Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chakraborty, which is the sequel to City of Brass. I am currently reading Empire of Gold, and I don't know why it took me so long, because I actually got an arc of it, but I was scared, and now I'm actually buddy reading with the same people that I buddy read Kingdom of Copper with. In case you didn't know, I won't tell you what actually happens in Kingdom of Copper, but I can tell you what happens in City of Brass. City of Brass starts off with us meeting Nghi, who lives in 18th century Egypt, Cairo basically, and very quickly we find out that Nghi is not like everyone else. Basically, she summons an old Jinn warrior and gets whisked away to this magical place called Dabbabad. But Dabbabad is like sectioned into the different clans of Jinns. So we have like, they're all fiery Jinns, and the magic is stunning and the writing is amazing. And I'm like maybe like 20 pages into Empire of Gold, and it's literally going to kill me. This was such a beautiful sequel, and the third book is just gonna like scar me for life, I'm sure. We had a bit of a lull for a while about my 5 stars, but this baby snuck in. This is Queen of Coin and Whispers by Helen Cocoran, which recently came out, and my friend Jack sent me an arc of it, and I really want like the finished copy, because apparently there are some small changes. I'm hoping the small changes are what I didn't like in the end, because this book was actually quite close to being a 4-star, not quite a 5-star. But you know what? I took such enjoyment out of this book. This book is a political fantasy intrigue book. So we don't got magic going on in here. We got political stuff and spies. Basically, we follow Leah as she becomes queen, and she inherits this basically bankrupt kingdom from her uncle, who's been a terrible king for a very, very, very long time. And the first thing she does as queen is that she puts Sania, who is a noble's woman, in charge of her spy network. And there are some very intense, angsty, longing feelings in this book, and I am just pumped every time I think about this book. It also has an amazing best friend character, and I adore this, and I can't wait to see what else Helen Cocoran comes up with, because this is beautiful. I love it. Next up is another longingly like queer romance, but this time in space, and it's Bonds of Brass by Emily Skrutskie. This book is just everything that I needed and wanted. It's a sci-fi space opera with two gay boys who are just beautiful, and basically we find out quite early on that Etienne, who we follow, is a pilot for this like basically sort of evil empire, and his best friend Gal is just, he turns out to be the heir to this giant Umber empire, and they end up like going on the run, and there's only one bed trope, and they're forced together in a spaceship. And it's just, this also has an amazing third character who is my absolute favorite. She's a little maniac. She has this like rainbow umbrella, and I love her, and I can't with this book, and I don't know when the sequel is coming out, and I'm just like, I can't. And though I saw the main plot point and the plot twist a mile off, it was so well done, and Emily Skrutskie just writes so well. This book is tiny though. It does not feel like it. It feels like you get punched in the heart repeatedly. Thank you, Emily Skrutskie. At least my most recent 5-star read is this baby. This is Lady Hotspur by Tessa Gratton. This is a Shakespeare retelling of one of his plays. I think it's Henry V or Henry VIII, I'm not sure. We are following 3 female characters in this book as they try to build up their kingdoms, and they fight each other and they love each other, and basically magic is abound, and the trees talk and the wind talks, and everything is intense. And for some reason Tessa Gratton has decided that instead of saying vagina, she says well, and I'm just like, that's the only part of this book I hate. This is deep dive fantasy. It's really fucking hard to read. You can't read it fast. It's like 500 and it's nearly 600 pages long, and it took me so long, even though I deeply adore it. However, my absolute favorite parts of this book is the fact that people like loving the same person of the same gender as them. It doesn't really matter. It's like a little bit looked down upon, but not really. Basically, it's just how it is, and there's no like between being a prince and a princess, and lady knights are everywhere, and it's just, I love this book so much, and I have so many feelings about it. And it even just like, I know obviously that I would have loved to have more actual like trans representation in here, but there is literally a moment of like, I think it's over 3 pages where like the trans rep is just stunning, and I can't, I'm just this book. Okay, this is my little stack. These are the 7 books with Empress of Salt and Fortune, the 7 books that I so far this year have given 5 stars. I feel very lucky. I also feel slightly overwhelmed with how much I want to reread these, but I still have like 80 something books on my TBR that I need to like pull myself together and read. But I'm trying and I'm working, and I just like, I love these books. I love each and every one of them. And though I have read some other books that were really close to being 5 stars, all of these, I'm just so good. Beautiful. Okay, so that's apparently what I wanted to run with today in this video. This made me so happy. I need to do these sort of videos more often, where I could just like, I know I did it really badly. These like, I'm not even sure I really explained to you what these books are about, other than the fact that I fucking adore them, and you should give them a chance if you so feel like. So that's it, team. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button if you would like to. It brings me much joy and happiness to my heart. And then click the little bell if you would like notifications, and it says ding whenever I put up a video, which will be more often, I promise. And then if you'd like to, let me know down below what 5-star reads you've had so far this year. I am very excited to have a look. And then take care of yourself. Remember to mindfulness, lots of deep breathing, remember to drink water, and then if you do have time, please have a look in the Black Lives Matter link that I will leave down below, which will help you to sign petitions and donate in the right places and see what more you can do to help. So take care of yourself. I'm proud of you. I love you. You're doing great. Bye. In case you didn't know, this is Bookwitch Reviews, my channel, my thing. What? No.